Download the free Amazon app by CashCowPro today. Check your sales and profits on the go. Want to find highly profitable Amazon products? You need the top 100,000 Amazon niche selector. Yes, that's right. 100,000 of the best low competition niches on Amazon. Join the Amazon Gold Rush. Sign up at CashCowPro.com now.
Hello, everyone. In this episode, we're going to cover the top 7 tips for sourcing agents. Tip number 1 is work, and you guessed it, more work. Okay, so you've got a great product idea, but turning it from an idea to reality that's ready to sell product is the hard part. Just on Alibaba or globalsources.com alone, there can be 100 to 1,000 factories who can make your item. But before you can know which one to choose, you have to contact them all. Now, rather than try to do everything yourself, a local agent in China can find the exact product that you need much faster than you can. Then, later on, when it comes to checking the quality during production and booking local trucks and freight and other things, having someone on the ground saves you a lot of time. So, if you're new to dealing with China, agents can guide you through the process with their years upon years of experience. Tip number 2 is trustworthy. If you find a great agent, it can speed up your success. The problem, though, is finding a good one that's trustworthy. They need to know Western quality standards, be honest, understand manufacturing, and also be able to control and manage the factories. I would recommend that you try to find a Westerner based in Hong Kong or China who has been there at least a few years doing a manufacturing-related job. Many Chinese agents have never traveled to Europe or America or have lived there, so they can't know what the standard of the product should be in those markets if they don't use them in their day-to-day life. You're going to need someone who's familiar with using your type of product or at least be aware of what the quality standard should be for it. It may cost you 5 to 15% on top of the product cost for a good agent, but you will save more than this in the long run. Search on Google, ask people in Facebook groups, and post the forums asking for recommendations for a good sourcing agent. Tip number 3 is language. It will help you massively if your agent can speak Chinese, but more important is their ability to understand the mentality of the factories. If something goes wrong, you're going to need someone who knows how to handle negotiations delicately, and it's very rare that a factory will say it's their fault or will offer to fix it. Most of the time, they deflect the blame to you or anything else that they can, even when the error was caused by poor workmanship. Knowing how to properly handle the factory can prevent delays and major quality issues. So if you're not experienced yourself, get someone on your team who is. Tip number 4 is price. The price for a hammer can go from 10 cents to $10, and the $10 one might be worse quality than the one that's 10 cents. Price and quality are not directly linked in China. Instead of going after the lowest price, you should be looking for a factory that has a decent quality standard and reasonable prices. Asking your agent to negotiate the price down could end up in saving you 2 to 3 times more in the commission that you will pay to them. There's no question that having an agent easily pays for itself. Tip number 5 is speed. You're new to this business, and so every step is a learning experience. What takes you a few days might take an agent who is located in China just a few hours to sort out. You're going to need a responsive agent who gets back to you within 24 hours or less with answers to your questions. Someone who is nearly always available to go over important details and developments for your product. If they have too many customers and things are moving slowly, it's best to start looking for someone who can focus on your products more. Tip number 6, bribes. A lot of buyers from major retailers we used to deal with took bribes, and many of the quality control inspectors from major global inspection companies also took bribes. Import-export transactions can be for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and people get greedy and want to cut. Your agent may be charging you 5%, but then also asking the factory for an additional kickback of 10%. And that's okay, because you'll never have a total transparency of your supply chain. Even the factory that's making the product might subcontract it to another smaller factory without even telling you, and you can't monitor every single aspect of the supply chain. So what you should focus on is whether the people you're working with are responsive, that the price is reasonable, and that the quality is good. If you're getting a decent product at a price that is profitable for you, it doesn't really matter if your supply chain partners are making an extra 5%. The best way to ensure some transparency is to offer a generous commission to agents in return for a total open book policy. And what I mean by that is, instead of trying to squeeze them and only pay 5%, offer them 10 or even 15%. In return, they need to tell you exactly who the factory is, put you in direct contact with them, and let you ask the factory about price if you ever visit them. Tip number 7 is quality. At the end of the day, if you pay $2 for a product or even $3, it doesn't matter if the quality is bad. Your first focus when reviewing samples or choosing a factory should always be quality. Pay your agent $200 to $300 to go and do an inspection of the goods during production and after production. Spend the extra money up front to make sure that the factory can produce to high standards. This is going to save you a lot of headaches later and will result in more positive feedback from your customers, boosting your conversions, which in turn increases your sales.
Download the free Amazon app by CashCowPro today. Check your sales and profits on the go. Want to find highly profitable Amazon products? You need the top 100,000 Amazon niche selector. Yes, that's right. 100,000 of the best low competition niches on Amazon. Join the Amazon Gold Rush. Sign up at CashCowPro.com now.